step into the pit of personal training after 100 years of picking up stones?
Well, I've always trained people off and on, right? So the fact that, you know, I'm at a point in my life now where I feel like I know enough to be dangerous,
Okay.
you know? And I'm really passionate about it. I mean, to me, it's fun when you are able to help someone achieve a goal and you see that look in their eye and they're excited because you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? That look they get, or that boost in self-confidence, or they look in the mirror and they can't believe that that's them that they see. I mean, to me, that is very satisfying. So that's what got me good.
Okay, let me ask you this. So I know you trained back in the 70s. You trained climbing.
Not in the 70s, dude.
But tell me, how's the climate changed from the gyms back then? Not just the infrastructure of the gym itself, but touch on how the infrastructure of the gym has changed, but also how patrons of the gym has also changed.
I mean,
The culture.
culture-wise, it was very selected few, right? So you had you had really two different types of categories, right? You had the aerobic people and you had the weightlifters, right? And there was nothing in between. And even demographics in age, right? You had people that were either, you know, in their mid-30s that were training, and then you had people that were in their late, 60s that were just basically in a swimming pool doing, aerobic exercises. So it was just really polar opposites. Today, you have everybody wants to train. Everybody wants to be healthy or wants to achieve a goal, or whether, I mean, I've seen girls as young as 12, 13 years old on the leg extension machine. I think I was sharing that with you one day. And I see people as old as 80, coming in here and trying to deadlift. People are realizing that there is a benefit to training, whether it be with weights, whether it be cardiovascular, aerobic, anaerobic. There is a benefit to you physically and mentally by training. So I think the demographics were polar opposites back in the 70s, like you say. But today, I think there's every walk of life is in here trying to do something for themselves.
So, I've been around slightly a little bit less time than you, but I feel like back in the day, it was more of a haves and a have-nots. And I think that the cream of the crop back then was probably a little bit more select.
Yeah.
But I think now there's a stronger middle class because you got so many more people that's kind of in that intermediate physique level. And I think back in the day, you either lifted weights, like you said, and you were hardcore, or you didn't touch weights at all. And now you got a lot of people that just kind of dabble, but they don't go, they don't go full.
Full throttle.
They don't go full crazy mode into lifting weights, not like they used to. I think a lot of that comes from how the bodybuilding community changed. Back in the day, you had bodybuilding for girls and guys. At some point, they added female figure, and that was pretty much where it was for a very, very long time. And it was only about 10 years ago where we started to see men's physique, and then about 7 years ago, we saw classic physique, and now we got 7 divisions for females.
Yeah.
I guess every 2 pounds of muscle you add, they get a new division for females. A big shout out to female bodybuilding. I'm not knocking them, but there's just a lot of categories to keep up with. So I think that climate has changed. So let me ask you this. What type of clientele are you looking for? I mean, are you catering to a small group? Are you taking all comers, or what are you looking for?
Like I said before, if you're looking to be serious about what you're gonna do and you're committed, I'll take you on. Whether you're looking to just get into better shape, you're trying to you're into some certain sport and you're trying to do something that is directly related, functional training. It doesn't matter to me. Like I said earlier, I'm looking, that satisfaction that I get from getting people the results that they want is what I'm actually chasing. So if you think you have what it takes to be dedicated, then I'll be just as dedicated. So that's what I'm looking for.
So
but let me actually ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Do you think that, and especially when it pertains to females training, do you think the way their outlook on lifting weights has changed in the last few years?
I do. I think that there's a particular look that's kind of going on in society that women are trying to get. And that look, women are making a decision. Either I'm going to get that look in the gym or I'm going to see the plastic surgeon. Okay? And without going too deep into what that look is, it requires either some level of resistance training. So basically, a lot of women are looking for a larger lower half, keeping the small waist. So you're going to see a lot of women that come in here in the gym all the time, and every squat rack is taken, all the Smith machines are taken, because women are squatting, they're lunging, they're doing hip thrust variations I've never seen before. So yes, women are definitely into lifting weights. They have some aesthetic goals that they're after, and it's definitely a real phenomenon.
Yeah, that's exactly how I see it. If you ask the woman, 5 years, 10, I would say 5 to 7 years ago, what is your biggest fear about joining a gym? They would say, well, I feel self-conscious about going into the weight room, or I want to lift weights, but I don't want to get muscle, I don't want to get buff. And I think a lot of these misconceptions have gone away, and I feel like the flow of information has made people wiser and understanding actually of how things work in terms of females lifting weight and dealing with resistance training. I mean, just even looking in the weight room right now, it's all women on the leg press machines.
Yeah. I'm going to go out on a limb here and let you guys in on something I think is going to happen, especially if you take Tom up on his opportunity, and that's that with Fitness Mania 2.0 coming up in a year's time, I'm willing to bet that those of you who sign up with Tom, you're going to be in a pretty good position to transition over to Fitness Mania 2.0 because it's going to be in very, very high demand, not just for general gym memberships, but personal training opportunities. And once that gym opens up, logistically speaking, that's probably going to be our hub for training at that point. We'll still come over here to Riverside, but I'm just letting you guys in on that. So if you had aspirations of something that you're going to be committed to for a couple years, and Fitness Mania is a gym chain that you like, this might be a time to attach yourself to something that can change your life.
Definitely, and we've been floating around some ideas. I don't want to get ahead of myself or Ron or even Mike, but we've been floating around some pretty good ideas about certain opportunities for a selected few. That would, I don't know how to put this, that would have some great opportunities when it comes to training. We know training is not cheap. We know that eating, just the eating portion of it, if you're eating clean, that's not cheap. Even your gym clothes are not cheap. So there's definitely opportunity in some areas in the future that we would take on a few selected athletes that we feel would represent Fitness Mania in a good way, some good ambassadors of the brand, and really take care of those and get our arms around them. But again, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but that is definitely something that we've been floating around.
Yeah. Well, lastly, just to wrap things up, I just want to give a personal advertisement, not for myself, not for Tom, not for Fitness Mania, but just for personal training in general. I think that a lot of individuals invest in a lot of things, but personal training isn't something that they do, and I think that it should be one of the leading things that you invest in, even if it's 2 times a week, where you get somebody to come in and help you with your upper body and lower body. Again, I personally put my stamp of approval on Tom. Obviously, I've been training people for a little bit, but I just want you guys to wrap your mind around the fact that it's something that I definitely promote, and I promote it so much so that I'm not attached to just saying you only got to go to one person. I'm attached to the concept, And I do believe if you're going to attach yourself to it conceptually, you do need to get the best. However, it's important in a general sense, just so that someone there can help you with your form, make sure that you always get a great workout. That's one of the benefits of having a personal trainer, is that you don't get a chance to let yourself off the hook, and teach you that there's a level of intensity that you probably didn't know existed within yourself. And that's what we're attracted to with each other as training partners, is holding each other accountable. And it goes to another level when we get to train you and watch your body develop. And again, it's exciting for us. You know, we're natural meatheads and gym rats, and wearing the hat as a personal trainer actually really gives back to us. And he'll tell you, I'm always talking about my clients and their progress and the mentality change amongst the people. And I'm excited to see him kind of step back in here. I know he trained years ago, but you know, it's been a while, so it's going to be like a new baby again. So again, he gets my endorsement. Obviously, Fitness Mania is my home gym, so that's a great combination. One of the best trainers, the best gym in Southern California. So if you're looking to transform your physique in a world-class facility, this is where it's at.
I can't say anything beyond that. So thanks to Ron and Mike for the vote of confidence. I really appreciate the kind words, and I look forward to working with some of you out there. Thank you.